All right, I want to welcome everyone to our live Saturday morning presentation. A lot of information to cover today, but we're going to start off with, again, my opening slide. As you can see, we're going to be discussing a marketing technique. It's a simple email campaign that you can use to promote nitric oxide therapy. And before I get into the actual campaign and show you the emails that have been crafted that you can either use or adapt, let me first help you understand a couple things. The first thing I want you to understand is the definition of marketing. All marketing is letting people know what you're doing. Now, there's marketing and then there's what we call effective marketing. And the difference between effective marketing and marketing is letting people know what you're doing and how you can help them solve their concern. So in marketing, if you don't let people know what you're doing, they would have absolutely no idea that you're involved with Synergy Worldwide, or in this case, as we're going to talk to you about nitric oxide therapy. It's your job to let people know what you're doing. It's your job to let them know how nitric oxide therapy can help them solve their cardiovascular health concerns. And nitric oxide therapy is one of our main marketing strategies for our Synergy family because we know that cardiovascular disease and cardiovascular concerns are the number one concerns that most people have. It's the number one killer of men and women worldwide. We've got a large number of people on today's program from all different places, not just in the United States, but in Barbados, over in England, the UK. So we have a large group of people that cover a large area of the world. And cardiovascular disease is the number one killer of all population groups, number one killer of both men and women, number one killer of any dynamic that you want to look at. And so this is really a concern, and we have nitric oxide therapy as a natural way to address that concern. So the effective marketing is developing a strategy that both allows people to know what you're doing and can help them solve a concern that they might have or that a family member might have. And that's what we want to help you do today. So the purpose of this marketing technique is to use a simple email campaign to offer life-enhancing information, this case nitric oxide therapy, that can directly improve the cardiovascular health of those that are in your email contact list. And for most people, they have 500 or more email contacts. And so we want to show you a systematic approach that you can effectively use to create interest in nitric oxide therapy, interest that can create product sales. Now, to be effective, we're firm believers that you need to lead with information. I know that when people join network marketing groups, everything is about promoting the company and promoting the product. I can tell you, at least from here in the United States, that because network marketing has been around for a long period of time, and a lot of people have tried it and not been successful, if you're going to approach people on a business opportunity, they already suspect something's coming. If you try and promote a product, then it's like you're trying to sell them something. And our suggestion to you is that you lead with information that can directly address a concern that they might have, because if they see that that information is of value and will address their concern, then they're open to your suggestion on what product or products that they could use to help them effectively harness that benefit, in this case, nitric oxide. So everything that you're going to see from this point on is all designed to create interest that allows you the opportunity to show them what you've done to improve your cardiovascular health through our product of choice, ProArch9 Plus. Now, most people who work on their Synergy business work on it part-time. Most people have a full-time job. They get involved with Synergy Worldwide from the business opportunity standpoint, and so they're going to be doing this from a part-time standpoint. To be effective, you need to make sure that your part-time hours are spent in contacting people. We can spend our part-time hours in organizing our office and organizing things that we might want to do, but until we implement that process in contacting people, we are not going to develop a Synergy business, whether it be a customer base or a distributor base or a combination of both. So this is going to require commitment on your part. It's going to require discipline, and it's going to require persistence. You don't build a successful business overnight, you build it over time, especially if you're doing this on a part-time basis. But what we want to show you today is a systematic approach that allows you to make a commitment, that allows you to have a discipline, because it's not going to cause a lot of time to do this. It just requires you to discipline the time that you do commit to this, and then be persistent in the process of doing this on a day-by-day basis, Monday through Thursday, and on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis, because you're not going to get through your whole email list in the first month, especially if you do the program the way that we suggest to you. Now, here's an overview of the program. There's an initial email, there's a reminder email, there's a thank you email, and then there's a potential client list that you're going to build. Now, on the initial email, we'll show you what that looks like in just a minute, but you want to commit to doing 5 to 10 per day, Monday through Thursday. We don't suggest Friday, because Friday is a time for people to unwind. We don't necessarily suggest over the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, because that's usually the day or the weekend is where people do their chores, do their running around errands, spend time with family. So like a business, commit Monday through Thursday, an hour an evening, to do your initial email campaign and a reminder email campaign, which will make sense in just a little bit. What we want to do on your initial email is you want to send 5 to 10 per day, Monday through Thursday. If you do that, you're going to send out 20 to 40 emails per week, and you'll send out somewhere between 80 to 160 emails per month. So depending upon how large your email list is, if it's 500 people on your email list, then that's about a 5-month to maybe a 3.5-month period of time spending, persistently applying this process to create interest and build your client base. There also will be an email, a reminder email that you're going to send out. That reminder email doesn't occur until the following week. So the first week when you start this, it's 5 to 10 initial emails, Monday through Thursday. If you don't get a response from any of the people that you sent out, then the following week you're going to still do 5 to 10 initial emails to new people, and then you're going to have 5 to 10 reminder emails that you're going to send out to the people that you sent the previous week. And that's the process that you'll have as you go from week to week. Each week, Monday through Thursday, 5 to 10 new emails per day to people on your contact list. And in that, after the first week, every subsequent week, for the people that didn't respond the previous week that were new, you have a reminder email that you're going to send to them. Could be 5 to 10 people additionally. And again, if you just structure this, you'll find that you're able to do this in an hour or less on a daily basis. That's productive use of your time. It's helping people begin to understand what you're all about. And as you see the structure of the email, you're going to help people begin to resonate with your mission. Now, there's also a thank you email for those people who do respond to either your initial email or your reminder email. There is a thank you email that you would send to them to, again, whole purpose of what you're doing here is building your potential client list so that you can do in the future drip campaigns, share with them new information, share with them client stories, because not every person who responds positively to your emails is going to necessarily get on product right away. But you can continue to build your list of both people who do get on product as well as those who've responded but not yet decide to get on product, that you can continue to put information in front of them to build the story and the case and the information of why nitric oxide therapy is so important to their cardiovascular health for them personally as well as for their family members. Now, you can send or modify the following emails, all part of your email contacts. And so I'm going to show you 3 potential emails, the initial reminder and thank you, and it's all designed to add these people to your synergy funnel. As I shared prior to starting this, we're recording this presentation. It will go out on Tuesday in our newsletter. That newsletter will have a link to this recording. I am recording this. It'll be up on our YouTube channel. Plus, the information that you're seeing right now is in a PDF file, and I will make sure that that PDF file is also available in the Tuesday email. Plus, on our Synergy Family website, we have a specific icon for your Synergy funnel. I will make sure that the video, today's recording, as well as this PDF is also located in that section of our Synergy Family website, specifically your Synergy funnel. Now, let's get started with the emails. I'm going to share with you the initial email. I'm going to read through it first, and I'm going to tell you the design of it so that if you want to adapt it, you'll understand how to adapt it because of the design. The initial email is designed to have an intro, a mission, a story, and a call to action. And the subject line that we would suggest is this: would you help me with my mission? That subject line is designed for a couple reasons. The way that it is would you? Would you is always something that you're asking people to do that will help them understand that you're not telling them what to do, but you're asking them permission. Would you, and then help me. Most people want to help others, and when you do my mission, it's going to be like, okay, what did Dan get involved in? I wonder what his mission is. So again, it's all designed with a question mark, because when you ask a question, as we've shared in other presentations, this process of asking questions causes people to have to find an answer to the question. So here's the body of the email. Dear John, it's been a while since we've corresponded, so I hope you and your family are well. I'll get right to the point of this email. As I've continued to search for information that can improve my overall health, I came across the Million Lives Project. Their goal is to help 1 million people or more understand how nitric oxide therapy can naturally address most cardiovascular health concerns. Cardiovascular health concerns like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetic complications, sexual and cognitive function, poor wound healing, and improved athletic performance. I wasn't familiar with this Nobel Prize winning information, but once I understood it and applied it, I wanted to help them accomplish their goal, which is getting this life-enhancing information into the hands of as many people as possible. Personally, I benefited from nitric oxide therapy through improved athletic performance. My wife Sherry benefited by seeing her blood pressure go from 160/90 to 112/68, all by using this natural process. The Million Lives Project created a short video on nitric oxide therapy. Here's the link to watch it. And then this is the actual URL that you can click on, which would then take a person to this video. And that video is a non-branded version of our nitric oxide therapy webinar that you can share with people, so that you can share with people, or they can see this, which again helps them understand what nitric oxide therapy is and how it can address multiple different types of health concerns. Let's go back to this email. If this interests you, then call me or send me an email. I'll share with you the steps I've taken to improve my cardiovascular health. Thank you for taking time to consider this opportunity to improve your health and the health of those you love. Have a blessed day, Dan, and then my phone number. So let me go through the body of this. There's an introduction. Now, again, my introduction was just one line. If you'd like to do a longer introduction, again, go ahead and do that, but don't make it any more than 3 lines of information. I'll get right to the point. And then here is the mission and the story. As I've continued to search for information that can improve my overall health, I came across the Million Lives Project. Again, we want to use the Million Lives Project, or at least this is what I'm suggesting to you, as a way for a person to see that you're involved in something much bigger than yourself. That this is a project that is designed to help millions of people improve, in this case, their cardiovascular health by understanding nitric oxide therapy. And then rather than putting these health concerns in a line, I put them in bullets so that a person can, from a bullet standpoint, read them easier, gravitate towards something that would be of importance to them easier, and at the same time help them see how encompassing nitric oxide therapy can be, from heart disease to high blood pressure to diabetic complications to sexual and cognitive function to poor wound healing and improved athletic performance. Then I start a validation process. I wasn't familiar with this Nobel Prize winning information. That is validation that this information I'm sharing with them is extremely important to win a Nobel Prize. But once I understood it and applied it, I wanted to help them accomplish their goal. And you could change that word goal to mission, their mission, which is getting this life-enhancing information into the hands of as many people as possible. And then I shared my testimonial, and then I shared my wife's testimonial. Now, if you don't yet have a testimonial, then you can always borrow someone's testimonial. You could borrow my wife's testimonial. If you're too new into Synergy Worldwide, haven't used ProOxygen Plus, haven't experienced the benefits of nitric oxide therapy through our product of choice, ProOxygen Plus, then you can always borrow someone else's information or in testimonial. So example, in this case here, I'll give you let's see, I wasn't familiar with this Nobel Prize winning information, but once I understood it and applied it, I wanted to help them accomplish their goal. So if I haven't yet applied it, I would do something like this. I wasn't familiar with this Nobel Prize information, but once I understood it, I wanted to help them accomplish their goal, which is getting this life-enhancing information into the hands of as many people as possible. Here's a great example of the power of nitric oxide therapy. Sherry benefited by seeing her blood pressure go from 160/90 to 112/68, all by using this natural process. The Million Lives Project created a short video on nitric oxide therapy. Here's the link to watch it. And then the link is there. So you can slightly adapt this, where again, you share a testimonial of a person who has benefited from nitric oxide therapy. If this interests you, then call me or send me an email. I'll share with you the steps I've taken to improve my cardiovascular health. So you could change that. I'll share with you the steps Sherry took to improve her cardiovascular health. Thank you for taking time to consider this opportunity to improve your health and the health of those you love. Again, this is an email that has a structure to it that allows you to adapt it based upon your experience, your testimonial, the way that you want to craft it. But again, keep the type of components that you see here as a guideline for how you might craft your email that you would send to the people that are in your contact base. Now, the next one is a reminder email. Again, it has an intro, a reminder, and a call to action. Subject line: would you like to watch a fantastic video on nitric oxide therapy? Again, we're identifying what we're all about. Nitric oxide therapy, we've got a fantastic video, and we put this into a question. Rather than saying, watch a fantastic video on nitric oxide therapy. That's a direct statement. Yes, it is a call to action in a subject line, but sometimes people would feel like, okay, why are you telling me to do this? As opposed to asking permission and putting it into a question, because once a person reads a question, their mind wants to get an answer to the question that was asked. Again, we just feel that a question in a subject line gives you a greater opportunity for people to actually open that email. Here it goes. Dear John, a couple of days ago, I sent you an email about the Million Lives Project. Their goal is to help 1 million people or more understand how nitric oxide therapy can naturally address most cardiovascular health concerns. Cardiovascular health concerns like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetic complications, sexual and cognitive function, poor wound healing, and improved athletic performance. As I shared in my email, Sherry and I have personally benefited from nitric oxide therapy. For me, it was improved athletic performance. For Sherry, it helped her naturally address her high blood pressure, which was 160/90 and is now 112/68. I want to be a part of their mission. to get this life-enhancing information into the hands of as many people as possible by sharing with family and friends the same nitric oxide therapy video that helped educate me in this area. Here's the link to this excellent video. I highly recommend you watch it. And again, this is the same link that was in the previous email. It goes to the same unbranded YouTube video on nitric oxide therapy. The response that I've had from others has been exceptional. Call me or send me an email if you want to know how I used this life-enhancing information to improve my cardiovascular health. Again, have a blessed day, Dan, my phone number. Now, pretty straightforward email, kind of summarizes the previous email, but in case they didn't open it, you're still giving them that information, the mission, what the Million Lives Project's all about, nitric oxide therapy, how it can address all these different cardiovascular health concerns that they or a family member might have, and your personal testimonial. Now, again, if you do not have a personal testimonial, you could adapt that one paragraph as follows. As I shared in my email, Sherry experienced the power of nitric oxide therapy. It helped her naturally address her high blood pressure, which was 160/90 and is now 112/68. So you can take someone else's testimonial and adapt that, and because you're not sharing it specifically to ProArch-9 Plus, you're sharing it in relationship to nitric oxide therapy. You're able to get more detail into what nitric oxide therapy can do for a person and not get into trouble with an email that you would send to a person. I want to be part of their mission. Okay, again, you're wanting to get this information because you see the value of this, and hopefully that they do too. And now you're, again, reminding them of this excellent video, not some boring video, not a fantastic video, just an excellent video. I highly recommend you watch it. It's a direct call to action. The link is there. And then the nice thing about it is the response that I've had from others has been exceptional. Oh, well, maybe I should go watch that video. And they click on it. You're not telling them how long it is. It's a 22-minute video. They'll find out when they click on it. And again, hopefully the video will speak to their needs. And the reason why we're using videos is because we know from experience that people watch videos, resonate with videos, and will actually stay on videos as long as the video is speaking to their needs. Final call to action, call me or send me an email if you want to know how I use this life-enhancing information to improve my cardiovascular health. Now, again, if you're just started, you can adapt that last line, call me or send me an email if you want to know how I'm using this life-enhancing information to begin the process of improving my cardiovascular health, or you could use it in relationship to Sherry's testimonial. Call me or send me an email if you want to know how Sherry used this life-enhancing information to take her blood pressure from 160/90 to 112/68 and improved her cardiovascular health. So again, this email and what we're doing today is providing you with some structure on how to craft an email that's effective, yet at the same time, make it your own, adapt it and make it your own, and then send them out. And you'll find that as you send these emails out to people and you get their responses back, you'll see if there's anything in what you've crafted needs to be tweaked, improved upon, or is just working fine. Now, when a person responds to the initial email or they respond to this reminder email, there is a thank you email. Again, it has an intro, instructions, and a call to action. Subject line, thank you for your interest in nitric oxide therapy. They responded to your previous one of those two emails. Dear John, thank you for your interest in nitric oxide therapy. I need to take that "the" out of there. Thank you for your interest in nitric oxide therapy. If you do a Google search, and before I go any further, I just want to give you a great insight on anything that you craft. Now, I read this out loud prior to doing today's presentation a couple times, but I didn't catch that mistake. Any email that you draft and create, you must read it out loud. Because if it does not sound to you as a conversation that you're having with that person in your voice, then you need to adapt it so that it sounds like you're actually physically talking to the person. Don't worry about grammar. Only worry about how the email sounds. So if when you read it out loud, it doesn't sound properly, like when I read that line, I didn't catch it the previous times I read it, but thank you for your interest in the email, in the nitric oxide. Again, that doesn't sound right. Thank you for your interest in nitric oxide therapy. That sounds right. So it's very important that you don't read these, that you don't read them mentally and talk to yourself mentally. You must speak these things out. Once you've created an email, you must speak them out loud and listen to it, because what you hear should be you talking to that individual as you would do in a normal conversation. Well, let's go back to the email. If you do a Google search, you will find that there are hundreds of products that claim to help you improve your nitric oxide levels. Some of these products can actually help in this area, but most do not. Fortunately, I found a nitric oxide supplement that is recognized by the medical community as, quote, the best L-arginine supplement in the world. That product is Pro-Arginine Plus from Synergy Worldwide. It's been listed in the physician's desk reference for the last 6 years. It's the only clinically proven L-arginine supplement in the market. Here's a short video to help you better understand. Just click on the link to watch. This link goes to the video that we created that's called Clinically Proven. It's all about Pro-Arginine Plus. It's a little over 5 minutes long, and it talks about how Pro-Arginine Plus is clinically proven in 2 specific areas. It's a non-branded video, and again, it will help a person understand why this product is such a powerful product. The other factor that helped me decide to use this product was their 120-day money-back guarantee. I could put the product to the test, and if it didn't benefit me, then I could return it for a full refund on the cost of the product. If you decide this would help you or any of your family and friends, then please email me or call me. I can help you obtain this product at Wholesale, which is an additional savings to you. Thank you again for your interest in nitric oxide therapy for improving your cardiovascular health. And again, have a blessed day, Dan. And I forgot to put my phone number at the bottom of that. So going back to this email, again, this is going to a person who has positively responded to one of your first 2 emails, either the initial email or the reminder email. And now you're sending them a thank you. Thank you for your interest in nitric oxide therapy. You're reminding them in the subject line of why you are sending them this information. And again, it has your introduction. We talk about doing a Google search because I can tell you that a lot of people will just go and do that on their own. So you might as well just acknowledge it right up front. Let them know that they're going to find hundreds of products that claim to help them improve their nitric oxide levels. Be upfront with them. There are some products that do actually help in this area, but most do not. So again, what you're doing by doing that most do not is you're putting a question in their mind about the products that they might have seen, whether they actually help or not. And now you're doing a process of validation to the product that you actually use. Fortunately, again, there's a lot of misfortune that happens. So you want to say, fortunately, I found a nitric oxide supplement that is recognized by the medical community. Again, you're providing third-party validation that this is the best L-arginine supplement in the world. And by using the quotes, which is the exact quote from the physician's desk reference, you're again providing validation, third-party validation to this product. Now I identify it as Pro-Arginine Plus from Synergy Worldwide. It's been listed in the physician's desk reference for 6 years. Again, continued validation of how the medical community looks at this product, and it's the only clinically proven L-arginine supplement in the marketplace. Here's a short video to help you better understand. And again, we're using the power of videos to help people understand the product rather than you having to try and share with them how good the product is and why it's good, what does clinically proven mean. Again, use a video to educate people in this area so that they can see the value of the product, and when they talk to you, it's that they want to get on the product, as opposed to having you explain to them what the product can do for them. The other factor that helped me decide to use this product was their 120-day money-back guarantee. Again, that 120-day money-back guarantee applies to the United States. I don't remember up in Canada if it's 120 days or 90 days. Over in Europe, I think it's a 90-day money-back guarantee. So again, wherever you're at, adjust the number of days based upon what is the policy of Synergy worldwide for that area of the world that Synergy operates in. I could put the product to the test. If it didn't benefit me, then I could return it for a full refund on the cost of the product. And again, it's worded that way so that, one, they understand that there's a refund, and it's worded that way as full refund on the cost of the product as opposed to the cost of the product plus tax and shipping. So they don't refund the shipping fee, they refund the cost of the product. And again, if there was tax paid, that gets refunded too. If you decide this would help you or any of your family members, family and friends, then please email or call me. I can help you obtain this product at wholesale, which is an additional savings to you. So you're providing an additional benefit for them to call you, because now you can help them get it at wholesale, which would be an additional savings for them. Thank you again for your interest in nitric oxide therapy for improved cardiovascular health. Have a blessed day. Your name, however you want to end your email, your name, your phone number. Now, your whole goal is to build a client list. So as people respond to your email marketing campaign, I suggest that you create some type of potential client list. Now, you can use a contact management program. We've had Saturday webinars on some excellent contact management programs that are out there. Or you can keep a simple log. On the simple log, you can create a file on your computer, simple log or a simple chart to log results, where you can add the dates that you sent. So like today is the 15th. If I've sent out 5 emails, I want to put 6/5/19. I want to put the name of the person. I want to put their email address. And then I want to put the initial date of the email. And then I want to do any follow-ups. And I want to also record whether they become a customer. That way I can see in my log how successful my program is. I can see all the initial emails. I can see my follow-up dates that I've done with people, and I can see a date when they became a customer. So I can begin to track how successful is my program being in converting people to customers. The other thing that you want to do when you build your list is you want to begin to build what we call a drip campaign. You build your list of interested people because it's key to your long-term success. Understand that not everyone is going to be an initial product user. They may respond to your initial email and your reminder email for information. You may send them that information, the thank you email that you send to them, but they don't get on to the product. They're still in an evaluation period. Sometimes it takes people a long period of time to make a decision. It's okay. That's the way it works. Don't get frustrated by that process. Not everyone responds the same way. But what you do want to do is you want to continue to keep them in the loop through what we call a drip campaign, where you continue to send them information at least one time per month. You could send more information more often, but our suggestion is don't do it any more than once a week. So you need to decide in your part-time application of your Synergy job where your drip campaign fits in, and whether you're going to do this once a week, twice a month, or once a month, as it fits into your time that you've committed to your Synergy business. Focus 90% of your future emails on nitric oxide therapy with the following suggested types of emails. And again, if you use a program like Constant Contact or MailChimp, which is what I use, or iContact, there's so many email marketing companies that are out there that you can add the person's name, you can add their email addresses, create your database of people who have responded to you positively, put them into MailChimp or iContact or Constant Contact, and then you can craft your emails through them and be able to send out those emails en masse to all the people that are on your list. And as you add new people to the list, again, you're building your contact list so that when you send out an email, it's going to everyone on your list. And so keep 90% of your future emails focused on nitric oxide therapy. New research articles that you come across the nitric oxide therapy. That means that you should be looking on the internet for new information about nitric oxide therapy, stuff that resonates with you that you can share with your client base. Highlight videos on nitric oxide therapy that you like. Again, we've got a lot of great videos that have been produced that are non-branded videos that you could share. Maybe it's high blood pressure. Maybe you want to focus that month on high blood pressure. And so like on your email campaign, this month we're going to focus on high blood pressure. This month we're going to focus on high blood pressure. And then in the copy of your email, you could say, "Dear John," and the nice thing about when you learn how to do this, it's dear first name. And so whatever the first name of the person is in your contact list, that's what comes up. And you can say, for the month of June, we're going to focus on how nitric oxide therapy can directly address high blood pressure. Came across this fantastic video that I thought would be important for you to see, especially if you know of anyone, family and friends, that are suffering from high blood pressure or are looking to be able to get off of medications and trying to find a natural way to address their issue. And then you would have the link for the high blood pressure video that's non-branded that speaks about how nitric oxide therapy naturally addresses high blood pressure. Share client stories. If you have their name or if you have their permission to use their names, then definitely use their names. And again, you can share client stories of people that you've helped. Key books like Dr. Ignaro's No More Heart Disease or Dr. John Cook's book, The Cardiovascular Cure. If you come across excerpts in those books, sections in the books that really resonate with you and you think would be valuable information for other people to know or can validate the importance of nitric oxide therapy in addressing. Like if you're going to spend that month on high blood pressure, go in Dr. Ignaro's book, No More Heart Disease, and look in the back of the book for high blood pressure, see the pages that he talks about high blood pressure, go to those pages and see what he says in relationship to high blood pressure and nitric oxide therapy, and then pull some quotes from his book to again validate. Here's a person, Dr. Louis Ignaro, who won a Nobel Prize in this area on nitric oxide therapy. This is what he's saying about how nitric oxide can address high blood pressure. Again, it's all about third-party validation, providing information through a drip campaign to continue to either educate the people who have gone on the product to reinforce that they've made a good decision, or helping people who have not yet gone onto the product to understand that this is valid scientific information that can naturally address a potential health problem that they might have, or a loved one of theirs might have, or a friend of theirs that might have it. Again, remember, all marketing is letting people know what you're doing. And as you learn how to share this information and learn how to share it more effectively, it's going to resonate with them. And then you're going to increase your probability of a positive outcome. That positive outcome is what you want, which is a sale, a person getting on ProAction Plus. And then again, if they're in your funnel and they now go on the product, they're just moving further and further down your synergy funnel, where you're doing follow-up with that individual, making sure that they're using the product properly. And then you could get a list of their family and friends, people that they would share their contact list with, and you could take this initial email, adapt it. Let's go back up to the top here. You could adapt this, and you could say in the subject line, John Joe, for lack of a better, John Joe thought you could benefit by this information on nitric oxide therapy. And again, you would just need to adapt this information. Let's say the person's name is Mary. Dear Mary, your friend John Joe felt that it would be important for you to get this information about nitric oxide therapy. I'm part of the Million Lives Project. Our goal is to help 1 million people or more understand how nitric oxide therapy can naturally address most cardiovascular health concerns. Cardiovascular health concerns like heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetic complications, sexual and cognitive function, poor wound healing, and improved athletic performance. This is Nobel Prize winning information. And once I understood it and applied it for myself, and now have helped John apply it for himself, or apply it. And again, you know, I don't want to take the rest of our time today because we've got about 5 more minutes and I want to open this up for questions. But again, you could take that email and maybe this is what I'll do is I'm going to take this email and I'm going to show you how I would adapt it for a person who gave it to me as a lead, because as I build my client list and I've got people who get on the product and have such a great experience with the product that they become advocates for me and they're willing to open up their email list to me, you know, they give me 10, 15, 20, you know, I could ask them, you know, John, on your email list, do you know of 10 to 15 people that could benefit from this information? Would you mind sharing their names and emails? I'll send you the email that I would send to them. And then if that is okay with you, I would love to send this out and see if we can help them see the same kind of benefits that you've seen. And now what you're doing is you're taking the people that are your clients and you're leveraging them through another type of email campaign. I've made a note here, and I will craft that email, add it to this as a PS, and then it'll be available again in this document, as well as it'll be available to you on our website, Our Synergy Family, that provides you with these types of resource materials. With that said, because we only have a couple more minutes left, do I have any questions or comments from anyone who has been on today's presentation? You'll need to open up your, I've got everyone on mute, so you'll need to open this up. So Charity, I see that you put in a chat. Yes, so the money back guarantee in the UK and Ireland is 90 days. Got it.
Yeah, down here.
Yes, John.
Could you go back to the follow-up email? The follow-up email.
This one here?
Mm-hmm. Follow-up.
The thank you?
No, the follow-up, the one above. You can come to the thank you. This is a little something.
You mean the reminder email?
Yes.
I don't have a follow-up email, so I've got an initial
email. That one is the reminder. It's the reminder.
Okay, got it.
Go down a little bit. Scroll down a bit. Okay, right. Stop there. You see where you have that paragraph, I want to be a part of their mission. Mm-hmm. I think you should put a colon there instead of the full stop, because what follows after seems to be calling for something more to be said. But in actual fact, it is descriptive of the mission. So I think that a colon would be better suited there than the full stop.
That's fine. You know, I'll let you make those changes. You know, to me, if my English teachers get mad at me because I don't have the proper punctuation on stuff, that's fine. You know, but so when you go again, I'm going to leave it the way it is. And if you see, this is the beauty of taking this. You can then adapt this the way that and if you feel that punctuation needs to be changed, great, go ahead and do that.
Okay, in the thank you email, scroll down a little bit further. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear you pointed out something in that one that you just went to where you made an error. Just now near the bottom, coming near to the end of that thing, you had yes, the very last line paragraph. Thank you again for your. It should be take off the ed. It should be just interest.
Oh, great! Yes.
Yeah,
that I will change. Thank you.
Right. Okay.
Thank you for interest.
Okay.
Hi, Dan. It's Charity here.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
And it always helps to have other eyes on stuff that you create. Good. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, Charity.
Yeah. Here in the UK, there's a legal regulation that is called the GDPR, General Data Protection. regulation, it actually requires people to seek consent first from whoever they're going to be sending information like emails to.
So Charity, I have a quick question for you. Does that mean that people that are on your email list that are friends and family, you can't send them something unless you get their permission?
Yeah.
So before you send anyone an email, you have to send them an email first to get their permission to send them another email that you would want to send to them?
Yeah, basically, that's basically how it works.
Well, I'm glad I live in the United States. Sorry.
Yeah.
So is that law actually applied?
It is, yeah.
And what's the penalty?
Imprisonment, for penalty, like paying fine, because it's looked at as not respecting people's privacy.
All right.
Yeah, it comes under the law that's called Data Protection Act.
Okay. Well, thankfully, we don't have that problem here in the United States.
You're lucky.
Well, so the other suggestion I would have is begin to do something on your Facebook. If you have a Facebook page, then I would adapt this to your Facebook page.
Right. Yeah.
Because you can put a longer letter, and so what I would suggest that you would do is like, let's go up here to this initial email. Dear friends, I would love to send you an email about nitric oxide therapy, but because we live in the UK and the such and such a law doesn't permit me to do that, I want to share with you some valuable information about nitric oxide therapy. As I continue to search for information that can improve my health, I came across, and so you can, again, take the same email that you see here, and you could adapt the beginning to represent your challenge.
Yeah.
And I would imagine a lot of people in the UK, I'm making an assumption here, feel like, okay, this is one of the stupidest, we understand the law, but it's one of the stupidest laws available because it means that I can't directly send my family and friends emails about stuff that I come across without getting their permission first. So put it up onto your Facebook page. You know, I don't know how many people that, like you know, that are on your Facebook page, you know, what your contact list is, but there's a place that you could adapt this, share the problem, and you want to get this information out to them. And thankfully, Facebook doesn't restrict you in that process.
Yes. That's an option.
Does that make sense as an option?
Yes, it is. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah.
And then you could also put in there, if you want me to give you more information in this area, I'm giving you permission to email me so that I can have permission to email you back.
Yes.
You know,
I think once you've made contact with them, they've given that consent initially, you can then carry on communicating, you know, subsequently. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess I would just say that, hey, you're my family and friends. You've given me permission to contact you. And so I want to contact you with some information here.
Yes.
You know, and again, if you need to build this in here, you could build a disclaimer in here. Hey, you know, you're part of my family. You're one of my friends. I thought this information was important. I know what the law says. Again, I'm not here soliciting you. I just think that you need to know this information. And if you don't think if it's of value, if I don't hear back from you, I'm not going to send you any more things about this.
Yeah, I did something similar, reassuring them, you know, when I did, I sent out like a survey, a questionnaire, you know, asking people to take, you know, these areas of health concerns, cardiovascular health concerns. And I put like, you know, a statement at the bottom of it to state that I recognize that there is the GDPR, and therefore the information they provide me will be strictly used for the purpose of this survey and will be kept confidential. So yeah, that's how I covered myself up in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, that's the beauty of business. There's always challenges, and we have to figure a creative way around it and still keep ourselves legal.
Yeah.
Anyone else with any questions or comments before we say goodbye today? All right, I want to thank you for your time. We'll be back next Saturday with another presentation. I'm going to show you how to position pricing information so that it's more effective in helping a person make a buying decision. And we will talk to you next Saturday. Thank you, everyone.